Hi, it's another day from Bordo's kitchen. So today I'm going to do a very simple dish, fried rice, but with a huge twist. And I experimented this, right? So this is Schezuan fried rice, and Yash loves it. As a matter of fact, Yash is my camera person today. So typically what happens is, it's going to be a pure vegetarian. So for making Schezuan fried rice, you use these two mix of spices. One is the bean paste, Schezuan bean paste, and the other is the Schezuan sauce that gives it the heat and the spiciness. But what I've figured out is that if you're in India, first these two are not easily available, but importantly this can become a little bit of an acquired taste because of the bean paste and the Schezuan sauce. Some of us in India who are pure vegetarian may not be tuned into this kind of a flavor. So I experimented to see what is it that will give the same flavor and yet the beauty and the flavor of the recipe of Schezuan fried rice. So here is my twist. I've got the stuffed red chili. I've used mother's choice, which is what you get in Hong Kong, but you can use anything. This is the whole red chili, जिसे भरा हुआ मिर्च कहते हैं, a whole stuffed red chili, and a tomato pickle. This is the classic tomato pickle, mashed tomato pickle that you get in India. Again, I bought mother's choice, but you can use anything, and sometimes people even make it home cooked. So I'm going to use these recipes to create, and a very Indian pickle to create the Schezuan fried rice with the same flavor. Obviously I went through trial and error, and I think this is perfect, easily available in India, tunes into Indian taste, yet gives you the Schezuan kind of feel of that rice. So let's go through the cooking process. Simple steps, we'll go there. This time I'll show you the ingredients. Very simple. It's vegetarian fried rice, and for my Indian friends who are vegetarian, I've got the rice, and this is something I learned from one of the Chinese street side road, that if you're making fried rice Sichuan style or any Chinese fried rice, cook the rice and let it cool down. So this has been cooled down now for about 4 hours. Then I've got some kale, which is a very typical Chinese vegetable, but instead of kale, if you don't get it in India, you can use beans or string beans. And I've used some cauliflower leftover, so again it could be part of a leftover vegetable, and about 5 shallots. So this is 2 cups of rice. So 2 cups of rice, 5 shallots, right? That gives the thing. Now the key ingredients. So I'm going to use a teaspoon of tea and a half of the tomato pickle. But be careful with one thing on this, the salt, because these are salty. So please make sure you don't add any salt. And I'm going to take 1 of these mirch, 1 of them, right, into this. That goes in. Now, what I would suggest, because the chili is whole, use a scissor to slice it up a little bit, right, so that you don't get big flakes on it. And again, this is not very hot, as you all know in India. This is a mild thing, so it's not as hot, but be careful with the salt. That's the key part. And then take hot water and put it in there. What this will do is it will kind of bring out the paste, and it kind of takes away the oiliness, so it is not very oily, right? So there you go. This is it, right? And I'm now ready to cook. Alright, so it's cooking. I'm going to use normal vegetable oil because in Chinese we don't, Chinese fried rice, you don't use mustard oil or ghee or things like that. So kind of 2 tablespoons of the oil. And if Yash can come closer, we got this on a heated pan. All you do is toss in the shallots. This is about 5 shallots. Added the shallots, and to that, just to get that flavor, you have to add onion. You cannot imagine Chinese fried rice with onion, so I'm just taking a tablespoon of onion, tossing it there.
I think that's ginger,
Right?
no, not
Sorry, ginger, my apologies. Ginger, yes, you're right, Yash. Ginger, and once that kind of browns out, I'm going to add the greens. which is kale. In your case, you can use anything you want. You can use string beans or anything. I'm going to add that. I'm going to bring it to a fry. I'm not adding salt because I'll do the salt test at the end because that is very, very salty. Yeah, I'll fry it for a while and then add it, toss in the rice, and you're with your Indian flavored Schezuan rice. Okay, all right. This is kind of fried. At this stage, what I'll do is I'll add the sauce that I created, right? It gives that beautiful flavor. Fry it up a little bit on slow flame. Stage. What I'm going to do, the way to do this, and again, this is restaurant style. You know, when I say restaurant on high end, but how they do it in the street vendors, you wet your hand, right, and then start pouring the rice in like this. You get that then grain kind of rice, right? And the flame is low right now, please, otherwise it'll get burned. And then at the end is when I'll do the salt test because the pickle is very, very salty, right? You see, it takes about less than a couple of 20 minutes to cook this, but it's just I thought it's a very innovative way for people in India who are pure vegetarian and wants to have that feel of the Schezuan fried rice. You can add as many vegetables as you want, but preferably always add crunchy vegetable to this. And that's it. At this stage, I'll do a very light salt test. Salt is good, but I will add a bit more because I have added. That is when you do the salt test, huh? And you cook this on slow flame. And this is it. Your Schezuan style fried rice. Instead of using the Schezuan sauce, I've used whole stuffed red chili, typical Indian pickle, and tomato pickle. That brings in the flavor of both the things. Enjoy it. Wait for another one from Bordo's Kitchen.